Hello, and welcome back to another episode of All Things Girl World. In the first part of our Soul Food series, we explored the complex relationship between Maxine and Terry and how their rivalry shaped the Joseph family dynamic. But today, we're shifting the spotlight to the youngest sister, Bird, and her husband, Lem. Bird's actions may have crossed the line, but was Lem's reaction justified, or did he take it too far? Let's talk about it.
Lem, I love you. I just did this for us.
You stay the away from me! What the
Robin, nicknamed Bird and played by Nia Long, is the youngest sister of the Joseph family. If I had to describe Bird, I would say she's sexy, sassy, and undeniably beautiful. She keeps her hair done, nails done, and according to her ex-boyfriend Simuel, she likes the finer things in life, but we'll get to that. Bird is a talented hairdresser who owns her own salon, which will unfortunately be the backdrop for one of the most explosive moments in her story. The movie opens at Bird's wedding reception, where she's just tied the knot with her now husband, Lem. How do I even begin to explain Lem? Lem, played by Mekhi Phifer, is a man trying to escape the shadows of his criminal past. As an ex-convict and a bit of a live wire, he's working to turn his life around, but one fateful decision brings the weight of his criminal past crashing down and sets off a chain of events that test both his resilience and the strength of his marriage to Bird. Saying that Bird and Lem's wedding reception was a mess is an understatement, and you know where I'm going with this. For starters, Lem is on the dance floor with his ex, engaging in some very inappropriate dancing, if that's what you want to call it. Now, why she would even be there in the first place is a whole other conversation. I mean, even Bird had no idea who this woman was.
Who is that hoochie coochie mama with her fat ass all over my husband out there on the dance floor? I told you. This is my wedding day. I'm supposed to be happy.
As if that wasn't enough, in walks Simuel. Played by Mel Jackson, Simuel is Bird's ex-boyfriend. He's your classic GQ type. He's a slick talker, very smooth, arrogant, and clean-cut. He also engages in disrespectful behavior by running his hands across Bird's chest after slipping money into her cleavage. Bird, girl, who was in charge of these wedding invitations? The explosive drama between Bird and Lem truly began when Lem was fired from his job for marking no on the application question about having a criminal record. Instead of confiding in Bird, Lem turns to her brother-in-law Kenny for advice. Kenny, played by Jeffrey D. Sams, is married to Bird's sister Maxine and seems to have it all together: a steady job, a family, and the stability Lem aspires to achieve. While I can understand Lem seeking out a man-to-man conversation with someone he respects, I can't help but question his decision to keep Bird in the dark. Why couldn't he do both? Get advice from Kenny on how to handle the situation and have an honest conversation with Bird. To be fair, though, it seems telling Bird was his original plan until Kenny advised him otherwise. Maybe Lem thought he could fix the situation on his own, land a new job, and avoid worrying Bird altogether. Let me know what y'all think. Do you understand Lem's angle here? Or do you think he should have just told Bird from the start?
I was fired from my job today. I lied on my application. They ask if you ever been convicted, and I checked no. So now the only thing is I gotta find a way to explain this to Bird.
What? No. You don't want to tell him.
Why not?
Because you ain't got a job.
Don't tell her.
Of course, Lem's decision to not tell Bird backfired when she found him at home during work hours. With the steady stream of clients at her salon, Bird wanted to step up as a supportive wife and see if anyone in her network could help Lem find a job. However, Lem made it very clear that he didn't want her to intervene. He wanted to handle it himself and secure a job on his own terms, which I totally understand. Despite his wishes, Bird chose to disregard Lem's request and turn to a very unexpected source to secure him a job. Here's the thing. While I understand Bird wanting to support her husband, I think there are levels to how you go about it.
boo. The shop is doing really well right now. I'll just pay for our bills. And there's a lot of people that come through there. I'll see if anybody can hook you up with a job.
Bird, I don't need your help. I can find my own damn job.
You do me a favor. What do you think?
You know you got much game, Bird. Much game.
I learned from you.
Here's my opinion on this whole situation, and I'm going to try my best to articulate my stance. Despite Lem asking Bird to back off and allow him the space to find his own job, I don't necessarily think Bird was wrong for the act of still trying to help him. Where I absolutely fault her, however, is not just in who she turned to for help, but in the flirtatious manner she engaged with Simuel. In what world did Bird think it was okay to go to her ex-boyfriend to hook her husband up with a job? It's clear that Simuel still wanted access to her, and this decision was bound to blow up in her face. Not only did Simuel show up to your wedding, fill you up in your wedding dress, and pop up at your salon with a bracelet disguised as a quote-unquote wedding gift to flex on your husband, but you're actually out here wearing the bracelet. But as if Bird going to Simuel wasn't bad enough, things took an even more dramatic turn when Simuel decided to confront Lem directly. Simuel, being the arrogant man that he is, couldn't resist making his presence felt. Against his better judgment, he showed up at Lem's new job, a job Lem was under the impression Kenny had recommended him for, only to reveal that he was the one who had pulled the strings to get Lem hired. If that wasn't enough to get under Lem's skin, Simuel made it personal, making disrespectfully slick remarks about Bird and their past relationship, clearly trying to provoke Lem. At that point, Lem had enough, and I don't blame him. Simuel got exactly what he deserved. Lem was absolutely justified in how he handled Simuel. Simuel wasn't just being smug, he was intentionally trying to undermine Lem's confidence as a man, all while disrespecting Bird and their marriage. I can't imagine any man that would sit back and let that slide.
I pulled some strings to get you hired. I mean, what you didn't know? I know your wife. Bird asked me to hook you up with a gig down in the print department. Me and old Cola, we go way back. Who the fuck is Cola? You know, since she got that body shaped like a Coca-Cola bottle, huh?
Of course, this all stems from Bird's decision to involve Simuel in the first place, which opened the door for this entire mess to unfold. Here's the thing. It's one thing to try to help your husband, but going to an ex, especially one like Simuel, is crossing the line. What do y'all think? Was Lem's reaction justified, or do you think he could have handled things differently? Let me know in the comments. We also have to talk about Lem's reaction to finding all of this out. We are all aware of the explosive salon scene where Lem storms in, completely shattering the glass door and aggressively ushering Bird to the back room where he berates her, which was a stellar performance by Mekhi Phifer, by the way. My issue isn't with Lem being upset because he had every single right to be. However, I do think all of the pushing and shoving Bird was crossing the line. It's a fine line between being rightfully upset and letting that anger escalate into harmful behavior. And I think Lem's reaction, while understandable, went a little too far.
Think I'm not man enough to find my own fucking job?
Sorry. No.
What the fuck you have to do for him then, huh? Ain't no man gonna give you a motherfucking thing free.
I didn't do nothing with him. I just told him that I was gonna go to dinner with him, and that is it. I'm sorry.
So what the fuck is this, huh?
It's not
What is this?
It ain't bracelet.
Some may argue that Terry made things worse when she called the Joseph family cousins to confront Lem, mistakenly thinking he beat up Bird, but honestly, I can understand her reaction as Bird's sister. She was just looking out for her. Unfortunately, this only escalated tensions, and Lem's actions following this landed him back in jail. His anger, mixed with his feelings of betrayal and pride, clouded his judgment and led him back to the very life he was trying to leave behind. After everything they went through, Bird and Lem eventually found a way to reconcile, showing that even the most intense struggles in a relationship can lead to growth and understanding. It's a powerful reminder that love isn't perfect, but it can withstand a lot when both people are willing to fight for it. What do you think? Was Bird in the wrong for going behind Lem's back to get him a job after he specifically asked her not to? And was Lem's reaction to the situation justified, or did he take it a little too far? I'm really curious to know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I will talk to you all in the next video.